Yeah,
once a
whenever.
week.
I mean, if we run into each other, there's usually something to talk about. So.
We need one more person for there to be a quorum of the board, and then things become an issue. That's why so many times you'll see people come in groups and they'll start counting and break apart so that there is no conflict.
But I mean, we couldn't get anything done if we didn't check in with each other just one-on-one about stuff.
What were you talking about? Can I ask you? Is there anything that you were covering that?
We're actually just debating, number one, our health, and the
Oh, were you?
We're at that age now where our health comes up a lot. You know?
We both went to the doctors today for various reasons, but then we started chatting about Wisconsin Beach and agenda items that we have coming up this week.
What is it? Tell us what's going on with Wisconsin Beach.
A decision whether or not to license the Wisconsin Beach Preservation property out on Baxter Road.
Mm-hmm. Explain to people who don't know about that, what's going on with that.
They're doing some licensing to continue using town property for terracing and basically to stop the bank from eroding, protecting the houses.
Yeah, they've amended the Concom's amended their permit, to my understanding is so that they're doing primarily just tow protection now with long jute bags full of sand. They're about maybe 6, 8, 10 feet high at the bottom of the bluff, and then they've got 4x4s driven very deep into the beach along the front of them. And everything's stamped with SBPF and everything else. So the project now is very different than what it was before, with the banking and terracing going all the way up the bluff and all that stuff. They're not doing that anymore. So I think it's really important, whatever side of the issue that you're on, it's important that we're all talking about the same project and what the project actually is. So,
what's the license all about? Why do they have to?
They need a license because it's town property, and if they're going to use town property, they need to be duly licensed. Talk about insurance liability.
Oh, I see. They had a license, and now they have to renew it.
They had a license many, many years ago, and the one that they're proposing now is closes up a lot of the loopholes to give the town just a little bit more insurance of how the project is going to go forward.
Are we hearing that it's working for them? What they're trying to do? Do we know?
Well, I've never heard from them that it wasn't working, so I don't expect I'd hear that now. But you know, a lot of what we're talking about putting in the new license has to do with, one, the license is revocable at will by the town, so if there are issues, the town can just pull the license at any time. That we are asking that any reports that go to the Concom about any damage or status or anything like that, that the board gets copied on that as the licensee for the property. Like Brian said, insurance and bonding and things like that. Just we're trying to get everything into the license to protect the town's position as best we can.
What else is going on around town?
Oh,
we got
not
some
much.
budget issues? Libby says it might get a little tight.
No.
Huh?
Money out there, we just don't have it.
Yeah.
Budget issues, yeah, we've got a shortfall for this 09 rather, and are projected for the next fiscal as well. It's not much you can do about it. It's a sign of the times, and I think the board is probably looking at pulling in the purse strings and tightening the belt and looking at it from a whole different perspective, because there is no new growth. Building permits are down, and there's not a lot of cash out there anymore to run government.
And we, you know, I think it's fair to say, I think Brian would probably agree that over the last year we've spent a lot of time and work on financial issues in general, with the reorganization of the finance department, getting our audits in order, all that kind of stuff. This stuff was long overdue, and I think I think we in the administration particularly have gotten a lot of good work done on it.
We've worked very hard on that.
So, and that's something that needed to be done regardless of the economic situation. So I think we're going to be, among other things, in better shape to deal with what is coming the next couple of years, which
do you think it can help us become a better, stronger town?
A leaner, meaner
town.
government.
Yeah. So we almost need something like this for us to.
Well, no one needs it. I mean,
You hate to see
hurts
it,
it hurts
Yeah,
the economy,
yeah.
and
But would we have done anything
I
without
think we were
something?
working towards it.
Yeah.
This just quickened our addressing the many issues that we have financially in the town.
It's going to be interesting.
It is going to be very interesting. It's
Yeah.
going to be tough. The tough choices are going to have to be made. Citizens and taxpayers are going to have to make decisions about what's important to them, what their priorities are. I mean, we can't keep up with road maintenance, for example, as it is with the money that we've been having. Now there's going to be less of that. So
What
it's,
about more community involvement? I was talking to a guy, local guy. He mentioned years ago when they needed something, people got out and did it. They joined together on a Saturday. They built a baseball field if they needed it.
And that still happens.
Does it? Yeah.
It's just some of the we're looking above that to the bigger problems, the financial problems
Yeah.
and the infrastructure problems. Something
That
like
could help us save money.
Oh,
if
absolutely.
more
Yeah.
people get involved in it.
yeah, but I mean, the Citizens Pothole Brigade, I don't think we're going to see. I mean, and the thing is, and there's all this philanthropy in the air and everything
Yeah,
else, but
yeah.
people have to understand that the citizens of our town and the taxpayers are ultimately responsible for what we do.
Right.
And we need to prioritize together where our resources are going to go and what's important to us and what's maybe less important to us. There are things we need, there are things we want, and we need to prioritize those things.
And I would agree.
Yeah.
And that's citizen input too, right there. I mean, Libby's been going out of her way to try and educate people with citizen forums and everything else, going to groups and talking about where the budget is and where the economy is. So my feeling is that the more we hear from citizens and taxpayers about what they want to see and what their priorities are, the better it is. So.
You looking forward to running again?
Well, I haven't made up my mind quite yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't have to make that
The
decision
paper,
till January.
I thought the paper said that you were.
Yeah, the paper got it wrong,
Okay.
which is I know is a shock to everyone. But they asked me, "Are you ready to announce that you're running?" And I said no. But I think they had their story written already in their heads, so they went ahead and wrote it anyway, which is I know is a shock to all of us. But you don't have to. I don't have to decide till January, so I'll decide in January.
All right.
Yeah.
Well.
I like the job. It's a good job.
Yeah.
I know Brian wants to keep me around because we're working very closely together.
Good.
Right?
We obviously like each other enough to talk to each other in the
Oh, yeah.
street, so
Oh, yeah.
Well,
that's not so.
we have our differences, but at the same time, we still have a town to run. So it's
Yeah.
important that we do talk on the issues.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, if I may say, I think the board is functioning as a team very well right now. And, getting along well and getting a lot done. So.